So today we are at New Egypt Flea Market in New Egypt, New Jersey. You're going to see what we're going to find. Brian's looking for...
mostly knockoff toys, or at least inexpensive stuff.
I'm looking for a spinner rack and a gumball machine. We'll see what New Egypt has to offer. Go that way. Okay. So, we went to a flea market.
We did.
Even after we said we weren't going to buy stuff at flea markets anymore. Check out our video. I'll put a link right there about how we, or me specifically, hate buying comic books at flea markets because of there's 3 really bad issues with it. We decided to go to a flea market.
Well, the original intention was to go there looking for knockoff toys, because I have a special affection for knockoff toys.
And he still believes that they will just be at a flea market like they used to be.
No, I don't believe that anymore, but I believe we can still find them places.
Oh, there are definitely places you can find them.
Yeah.
Not a flea market anymore.
Yes, but I will find them.
Okay.
They're out there.
So this was Brian's first time at New Egypt Flea Market. It was
Never
not
been there?
my first time. I've been there before. As you saw by the intro video, it's actually has like what looks like stores, but they're not really stores. They're old army barracks.
Right. And that's what makes the exception from buying comics at an outdoor flea market as opposed to this, which is technically an indoor flea market.
The regular vendors get their own storefronts.
Right.
Storefront. They're not really storefronts.
Really, they are stores.
They're old army barracks. They're really from like the 1940s, if I remember the history of it correctly. And now they have stores in there, but they're open only Wednesdays and Saturdays. Anyone can go there and get a table, and the tables are outside. So we went on a Wednesday, and there were quite a few vendors outside.
Yeah.
With lots of stuff.
We found some impressive things.
We really did a lot of interesting things. We didn't expect to find what we found there. We expected to find different things. We didn't find what we thought we would find. But they had some interesting stuff there. One of the things I saw, I've never seen before, they have, Pez has been making these like 4-packs of like, I have a Justice League one somewhere around here. They had an Office one.
Remember years ago they had a really great Star Trek one.
They have a President's one that's like this big. They have a Star Wars one. This one was of the Office.
Right.
Which is, all right, never knew they had that. Office has a lot more products than they...
Tons. I mean, the show is just so beloved.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We saw a plush Brian from Family Guy.
Yes, we did.
Which was just on a table, and it was not expensive.
I would not buy a plush, though, from an outdoor
You said that
table.
Numerous times at the flea market. Brian would not buy plush.
I will not buy plushes. No.
So,
they too much potential for there to be things living in there.
Yeah. And Brian had an experience once with that, so ruined his whole collection.
Destroyed.
So he will not risk it again.
Lost the whole storage unit.
Yeah. Because of...
to infestation of carpet beetles.
There you go.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's bad. Yeah. So when you buy a plush, you don't know what's living inside of it. You know.
Yep.
I wouldn't risk it. We saw the Labyrinth board game.
Oh, yes.
You should have bought it. I don't know why you didn't.
I don't know why I didn't.
You should have.
Either.
I can't believe you're not going to be showing us the Labyrinth board game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great one. And then we walked up, we found those action figures on the table were the first things we...
And the guy was the nicest guy, too.
Yeah, super nice. Super nice.
Super nice guy. Had a bunch of old action figures in a bin, and they were like $1 each. So we had a bunch of dollar bin things. Really cool. We saw this really strange Teletubby sign. I'm not sure why it was there.
That was really bizarre.
It wasn't on like a store that was open, so...
no, it was really
I think it's just probably been there a long time.
Yep.
And no one's thought to remove it or sell it or destroy it. They're scary. Teletubbies frighten me. And we saw a bunch of Star Wars figures. The guy had a bin.
Oh, there was like a laundry basket on a table.
And it was filled with like
the Power of the Force
figures, from the mid '90s. So
and they were low priced.
low price.
If I had any room for Star Wars stuff, I would have definitely gotten it.
Yeah, I'm not buying those. I'm collecting.
You're collecting the old
stuff. Yeah. I'm collecting old stuff, not new stuff. I don't have any room down here for that. So just us walking around, we saw a lot of pretty cool stuff that we thought about. I still can't believe you didn't play the Labyrinth thing, but we also found
I should have bought that,
something we didn't expect. We found a comic shop.
It was and it was a really nice place.
Yeah, it was a really nice place.
Really nice.
Owner was a really nice guy.
Great. Yeah, very knowledgeable. Really
and
good.
some really, really great stuff in there. The name of the place was Mike's Toy Chest, and it's located towards the back of the flea market. There's rows, and each row has its set of stores in there. And Mike's Toy Chest is in the back, and he actually was saying how he just opened the second room. Used to be one room, now it's two rooms.
Which was out of tons of back issues.
Yeah. So one room, the first room when you walk in, is filled with toys, vintage toys.
Oh, yeah, tons of old toys.
Star Wars.
Masters of the Universe.
He-Man, G.I. Joe. They had a Secret Wars Tower of Doom in the box, which is an awesome figure. If you don't know the Secret Wars line, it's a DC line from like 1994. It comes out when the Mego line ends. The license gets bought by, I believe it was Mattel, and they do a whole series. They're not very posable, but they do a whole series of figures. It's the first black Spider-Man figure ever released. And this Tower of Doom was like the major playset. Here's a commercial of the Tower of Doom.
Secret Wars! I, Dr. Doom, will trap Captain America in my Tower of Doom!
Spider-Man, Tower of Doom, and Dr. Doom versus Captain America, said each sold separately. You put the tower together.
How shall I trap him, Secret Shield? With the Doom Slammer. So this is the Tower of Doom. Welcome, Captain. Get me out now, Spider-Man.
Tower of Doom from the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars collection. Dr. Doom versus Captain America, set and Spider-Man figure each sold.
One of the things that I was most impressed with out of the old Star Wars stuff was he had a Millennium Falcon playset ship from the original line in the box above the counter.
Greatest Christmas present I ever got was a Millennium Falcon.
I believe he also had the Dagobah set in
Yes,
there,
he
right?
did.
Yeah.
He had a lot. He had a shelf above where he had a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles, and then he had Star Wars stuff, and he had the Tower of Doom was up there too. In the room, he had a bunch of pegs. He had Spider-Man figures, Fantastic Four, newer Fantastic Four figures, old Toy Biz figures, Aliens.
The Alien stuff.
I know you're going to start collecting that.
Yeah.
And he had all the new AEW figures on a wall from top to bottom, just all of the figures from the new AEW line, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And he had in that same room, as we turned, he had loose Star Wars figures, loose G.I. Joe vintage, everything old.
Originals. Yeah.
He had a really cool, remember I stopped the Return of Jedi case?
Yes.
Was
a
little bit expensive. Most of the pricing was good in here, like not crazy, but this was a little bit, it's probably worth exactly what he was charging for it, but it was really good. And they had He-Man. I even had the wrestling version, the wrestlers as He-Man characters. Yeah, that's something came out a couple years ago. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was like a mashup. He had some newer Star Wars figures, carded. He had a Terminator Future Wars, which we talked about in a previous video. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. It was the history of Terminator toys, which I had most people who have watched the video and commented had no idea there was that many Terminator toys. Oh, so many. And I've never seen them out until now. Maybe now we're just looking them, out. Yeah, so funny. So maybe that's... Yeah. We talked about how we never saw them around. And now suddenly they're there. You picked up two of them they had there. Yep. And then the second room, it was comics. Tons of back issues. He had a lot of really good wall books. He was telling us he had just bought a collection. So as we were going through the boxes, he was sorting a collection, a new collection that he just had. There were a lot of dollar bins, which of course we love dollar bins. We always hit the dollar bins. We found some stuff in there, and he had displayed. One of the action figures he had displayed was Joe Fix-It, but it was the Build-A-Figure. Yeah, and he had a whole display of Build-A-Figure. That Joe figures, Fix-It was nice. I don't know why you didn't buy it. It was $75. That's why I didn't buy it. You didn't buy the Labyrinth game either, so you had money saved. But this store was, and again, only open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Doesn't doesn't get new comics in, so
No.
not selling new comics. He's only back issues and
wall books.
wall books and toys, but he does buy a lot of collections, he was telling us.
Well, the collection he had bought and was sorting while we were there, he said there were complete runs of Marvel titles from 85 to like 92.
Yeah, he was at all New Mutants, every
X-Men.
issue of New Mutants, every issue.
Yeah.
Even the big ones, he had a New Mutants 98 in there. He had all the big issues from there, which was, it was really a surprise to find such a nice comic shop
in the middle of the flea market.
In the middle of a flea market.
It was very,
very well kept, very organized. You can see he puts a lot of work into keeping it.
Curating.
I would wish I should. I don't understand if that's his full time job. Like you're only open on
I don't know.
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
I don't know. But the way he curated everything was great because everything. It wasn't like there was a ton of stuff. There was a lot of stuff.
There wasn't a ton of stuff.
But it wasn't like that Tate store in Florida that you pointed out. Like,
no.
But everything that he had was like wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like everything was a big thing. Yeah.
And it's funny because after we left that store, we went next door.
Yeah.
And it was...
What was the name of that place? Adult Toy Shop?
Yes,
an
adult toy shop, but not, you know...
No, was it called Grown Up Toy Shop?
Grown Up Toys.
Adult Toy Shop.
Adult Toys, no. It was called Grown Up Toys, and it was right next door. And it was funny because they would be in direct competition with each other.
Yeah, no, but they were very different in what they
Very
had.
different. So let's look at Grown Up Toys. So, as neat as Mike's...
Yeah, as carefully curated as Mike's was. This was
opposite.
A complete opposite.
Stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it was just...
From floor to ceiling.
Yep.
Stuff
that you couldn't even, like, clearly see. It was stacked so high.
Like, we probably missed... And we were in there for quite a while.
A long time. Yeah, we were in there for a long time.
Walking back around through shelves. They had some really cool stuff. They had a really cool Tick figure.
Yes.
I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah.
They had an amazing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles display.
Oh my god, the amount of turtle stuff they had was crazy.
And the way they displayed, he actually had like
that was nicely displayed.
The Terradome with the figures in it, and he had all the figures around certain play sets, and he had a lot of Ghostbusters stuff.
The real
displayed
Ghostbusters,
displayed like that. Also, displays were nice. It was very hard to see stuff. Right.
Yep. And we saw the Mr. T doll from the A-Team that we talked about in our previous
We did. And here is a commercial of the Mr. T doll. If you've never seen this before, Mr. T had his own action figure. Here's a commercial.
Mr. T, you got a real cool haircut and a mean look in his eye. You got arms that move and fists full of rings. You can't pretend that Mr. T is real tough and mean. Mr. T by Galoob.
There you go. Yeah. Why didn't you buy that?
I don't know.
Again,
I don't know why
you passed on like three things
so funny,
that you should have bought.
I just kept passing on things. I don't know why.
Definitely you should have bought that.
I don't know what it was.
And that wasn't expensive either.
No, it really wasn't. No.
They also had a TMNT cell. It was like $450, but it was from the cartoon.
Oh, yeah, from the animated series,
which was cool. He had
the original
animated series.
Yeah. From the 80s.
Had a bunch of Batman 89 stuff on display.
There was a lot
of
Batman
it looked like
stuff. Right. What about that 14-inch Batman figure that they had too? That in the blue and gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it looked like that's what he was doing. If he had a lot of one thing, he put that in a display and tried to like make it look nice. But if he had like a couple of things, they were kind of thrown somewhere.
Yeah, it was really hard to. Yeah.
Because he had Power Rangers. He didn't have a lot of superhero stuff. Which is probably because it probably goes to the guy next door.
Yeah.
Mike's toy chest probably gets a lot of superhero stuff. This guy gets a lot of other stuff.
I did notice they had some of the Kenner Predator figures. We were looking around too.
He had some loose superhero figures, but not much.
Yeah.
And then as we moved further back, it was like we were going further back in time. There was a lot of 70s stuff.
Lots of 70s stuff, yeah.
Mork figure.
The Mork figure, yeah.
He had...
It was the doll. It's like an 8-inch doll of Mork.
I thought it talked. Right? I thought it had pull string or something.
Maybe there was a bigger one that talked.
I always
We'd have
thought
to look
there was
into
one
it.
that talked. And he had Evel Knievel. And if you're not a kid of the 70s and you don't know Evel
Knievel doll.
here's what Evel Knievel toy was. It was probably one of the most awesome toys we had
There was
in
a
the
great
70s.
one. Yeah.
Here's a commercial for Evel Knievel.
What a jump! Evil's riding the amazing Sky-Cycle. That gyro power sends him over 100 feet at top speed. Loop-de-loop! And he's not through yet! Into the dragster! Evil's super sprint car with built-in drag chute to slow him down! What a hook! And now, the Sky-Cycle! That daredevil death-defying supersonic skyplane on wheels. And here he is on the super cool chopper bike with the power that can really rip! He's sensational! He's Evel Knievel! He's a knockout! He's ideal!
So he had a lot of 70s stuff in that one cabinet, or even earlier, 60s and 70s stuff. And then as we turned around, he had some strange dolls.
Yeah.
Dolls I had no idea existed. And we go to a lot of shows, we go to a lot of shops. I have never seen a 90210 doll.
No.
And you were surprised that I was surprised.
I didn't remember they existed until I saw it, and then I was like, oh yeah, there was like a whole bunch of products for 90210.
And they were made by Mattel.
Did you watch 90210? I did.
Yeah, I did. I 100% watched 90210. I think everyone our age when that first came out watched it. It was huge. Fox had a hit with 90210. But the dolls kind of look like Barbie dolls because they made by Mattel.
Yeah.
They had a Vanilla Ice doll.
Yeah.
Never
was cool
knew
as
that
ice.
was made. It was cold as ice.
I thought the movie was
Cool
called
as
Cool
Ice.
as Ice.
No, the movie was called...
Cool as Ice.
Was it?
Yeah.
If you want to watch a bad movie, watch Vanilla Ice's only movie.
You should drop a clip of
bad.
him. You should drop a clip of him saying,
Drop that zero, get with the hero?
yeah, right now.
There you go.
Oh yeah, cat. Words of wisdom. Drop that zero and get with the hero.
That doll was made by THQ, which is a video game company.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I guess they were trying to get into the market of dolls, and they
They opened with
put
Vanilla
their money
Ice.
on Vanilla Ice. And there was also numerous Vanna White dolls in different outfits.
Yeah.
And I did some research on it because I really honestly couldn't believe they existed. They were made by Tootsie Toys, and they did a whole line with like different dresses and clothes and stuff. I never saw one before.
You forget too that when she first started on Wheel of Fortune, she was kind of a sensation.
She was.
Yeah, you kind of forget that was a big deal.
That was in early 1980s, right?
Yep.
She's still around today,
Yeah.
40-something years later,
Yeah.
right? She's retiring soon, right? He just retired, now she
Yep.
is.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I had no idea. That's one of the reasons I love going to stores like this. You find stuff that you had no idea existed. Like, who would have known that there was a Vanna White doll
Yeah, I know,
that
right?
existed? You wouldn't know that.
Crazy.
And we found a Remco Spider-Man.
Yes, the one that you would climb up a grappling hook
Yep.
when you,
From the late
I think the
1970s.
eyes lit up or something.
They had like a light. Didn't have a light here.
Yes, the spider symbol lit
Spider
up.
symbol lit
You're
up.
right.
It had a helicopter that came in. It was a
Yep.
cool toy. Again,
was-
I even said when we were in there, why don't you buy it?
It was very beat up.
It was very beat
It
up.
was very, very beat up.
But it was
If
cheap,
it was in
though.
a little bit better shape, I would have gotten
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was cheap though.
Only if it had the back of the battery case.
Right, it didn't have
on
the
its
back of the
I
battery
definitely would have gotten it. Yeah.
They had a Rock'em Sock'em Batman animated series,
Yeah, we was fighting the penguin.
Fighting the Penguin.
Yep, yep.
Was really cool.
Really good condition.
Bunch of horror stuff, right?
Yes.
Including the
Oh, the Rob Zombie McFarlane.
Rob Zombie
figure.
doll, and they had the Vincent Price.
The Vincent Price. Yeah.
Shrunken Head.
Yeah. That was
It has to be from the 60s, 70s.
It must be,
Had
yeah.
no idea what
There was
it
a
was.
lot of Vincent Price stuff.
A lot of horror stuff around, but not organized like here and some over here, which is fine. I don't mind stores like that. I like discovering new things. In the entrance, one of the things that really caught me is he had a Ben Cooper original Batman costume. That it comes from 1966.
Oh God, yeah, that costume.
I love the Ben Cooper
It was
costumes.
really cool.
He had it in like a full display case on a mannequin.
mannequin, yeah.
It looked fantastic.
Great.
But covered in other stuff.
Yeah, you
So
couldn't really
if
see
you
it
had
clearly.
that, like that would be great in a comic shop.
As a centerpiece.
That would have been a
be-
perfect comic
Yeah.
shop item to me.
Yeah.
But
That's a central
100%.
That's something you put right in the middle of a collection.
Absolutely.
But that's the
that's your key
piece.
piece.
That's
I
the
don't
best
even
thing
know.
you have.
I don't even think that was for sale. I think it was just
It was just on display.
and he had the box, so it had the box and
Yeah.
complete costume.
Yeah.
And if you know Vancouver costumes, many of us remember Vancouver costumes as the plastic masks.
No, this was cloth.
This was a cloth.
Yeah, it was a cloth
Just one of
costume.
the original costumes.
Yeah. Behind that, by the way, there were two Shogun Warrior toys. I think they had Mazinga and Guy King.
They weren't complete though.
No, they
One
weren't.
was
They were
missing
missing
a hand,
pieces.
missing rockets. And then the final thing that really stood out was the finger blaster water gun.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but you know that when they put that out, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So we had a really good time at New Egypt Flea Market, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And we bought stuff.
I didn't buy as much as I should have, but I did buy stuff.
You should definitely be showing me the Labyrinth thing. And
I should have that Rob Zombie figure.
We
Tim.
bought
I feel bad
comics.
about not getting that one.
And I said I was never going to
But
broke my rule.
it was an indoor store.
It was indoor, air conditioned.
Didn't really break the rule.
Was no moisture on it, so it was good. So, Brian, what did you buy?
Okay, I'm going to start off with the first couple of things I bought. One of the first vendors we came to, like we said, was selling action figures for $1. So I grabbed up a bunch of old Marvel Toy Biz figures. I don't usually collect it.
You don't. You never bought them before.
But they were $1, and I figured, why not? Maybe they'll be part of a giveaway.
Oh, okay.
Or something
So
like
we
that
might
for the
be
channel.
giving these away.
Right. And like I said, if I think of it, if we put something together, if we get some interest in comments of who might want these, maybe we'll do it as a giveaway.
Anybody want these? Let us know.
Yeah.
We'll do it as a giveaway.
So the first one is Gladiator. From the original X-Men Toy Biz line. We already talked about him as a ripoff of Superman.
He is.
Right?
Yep.
And this figure actually does something. You push a button on the back, and he has punch.
What's he doing?
Punch action.
He's punching.
punching.
Punching. I don't understand why they made so many figures years
Right.
ago with that action.
The next was a bit of a later Toy Biz Marvel figure, again from X-Men. This is Warpath, I want to say? No. Thunderbird? Thunderbird. I'm sorry. Thunderbird.
From the original reincarnation of that.
Right.
He
From
dies
Giant
right away.
X-Men
Yeah.
number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he dies right away.
Yeah. So there he is.
But he's back now. I think they brought him back
No one
a couple
stays.
of times.
No one stays.
No one stays dead in comics.
Right? I just like the detail on this figure, actually. That was one of the reasons I bought
And
it.
it was $1.
And $1, yeah. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Along with that also, I got Sunfire.
Also from the original
That's right.
Giant Size X-Men number 1, right?
Sunfire figure.
Cool figure.
That stars sister from this is from Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight.
Yeah,
A Toy Biz
Aurora.
figure.
So there you go. The
See,
Toy
he
Biz.
didn't have the North Star figure.
No, he didn't have North Star. I would have gotten North Star for sure. And finally, I don't know where this guy belongs in the line because he just doesn't seem to be the right size for anything.
He had to have come with another
He
figure.
must have come with something else, but a tiny little Puck figure from Alpha Flight.
He should have been 50 cents.
Yeah, I'm not going to haggle over that.
I know, it was $1. I
So
we
there's
got
a little
figures
Puck figure.
for $5. No,
Right.
that's good. I actually, from that same guy, I was looking through, he had a bin of, like, Matchbox cars, and he had these Star Wars metal figures, right? He didn't know what they were. I did. I said, oh, look, I said to Brian, look, he has the Star Wars Micro Machine figures or something like that.
Yeah, those are great.
He said, oh, just take them, gave them to me for free.
Yeah, those little Hoth figures.
Yeah. And I love Hoth is one of my favorite scenes in all Star Wars movies.
Oh,
so I got
great.
little easy to
Right.
display too. I'll throw them in my thing, but now I'll have to find more. So, and that's what we got from the flea market part of it.
Right.
Excuse me. We also bought some stuff in the comic shop,
The Mike's
Toy Chest.
Mike's Toy Chest.
So
yeah.
what did you get? Which
Well-
we will definitely be going back to at some point.
Let me start with the one toy that I got there, which is from the Kenner Aliens line in 1992. It's the Flying Queen Alien. Let me try to.
Pretty big.
Yeah, and this was only $10. So Flying Queen Alien, and this is another toy with a playable feature. You press a button and flapping wings.
Cool. So one of the
Attacking
alien
monster.
huggers got on a bat's face, and that's how they made.
I suppose so. Well, no, I know a lot of you out there who don't know the history of these figures is going to say, what in the heck? Why is there a flying alien queen? Well, we found this out from the guy working at the store, is that there was an attempt at making an animated series in the early 90s based on aliens.
Much like the Terminator.
Much like the Terminator. It was going to be called Operation Aliens.
I can't see that working.
And it never really got off the ground.
How scary would an Aliens cartoon have had to have?
Right.
I mean, this figure alone, this is kind of scary.
It's a terrifying figure.
For kids.
I mean, yeah. So, but it's a cool little artifact to add to my collection.
Really cool. It is a really cool figure.
And
big.
Yeah, it's a big figure.
And for $10,
not bad.
And he had a bunch of other ones. He had a bunch of carded ones too.
Yeah. Oh, it also its feet grip.
Yeah, I know.
It has gripping feet action.
I just showed that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was playing with it while you were talking.
Oh, I was talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so there you go. That's the one thing I got there.
See
one
how
toy
Brian's
I got
buying
there.
more and more stuff as we go along.
Yeah, I'm buying a lot of stuff.
I'm just saying.
So should I talk about my comics?
Yeah, you can. I didn't buy any toys.
You didn't buy any toys.
I didn't
You
buy
just
any
bought
toys. I just bought comics.
Okay,
Even though I told myself I wasn't.
I bought this just because, I don't know, something about the cover really appealed to me, and I dig some of these early 90s gimmick covers. So this is a copy of
That is definitely
Marvel
a gimmick cover.
2099 AD, and it is number 1. And I understand that you're collecting the
I am.
2099 AD stuff.
I am.
But you're not collecting this?
Not yet.
Well, here's your first issue.
Oh,
this is for
thank
you.
You jackass.
Because I'm not collecting it, so you can have that.
Brian bought me a gift.
There
Thank
you go.
you. I will throw it with the 2099 collections.
And now this
nice.
one, which I had heard...
That's a great price on that too.
What, on this?
On that. That's a great price on that.
What I had heard of this before because of the Neil Gaiman Sandman series. And so I bought the Sandman #1 by
Great
Joe
series.
Simon and Jack Kirby. And it is the second version of a character called the Sandman in the DC universe. This is a superhero who occupies the dream dimension.
That Jack Kirby art.
Right. With 2 nightmare creatures called Brute and Glob. And he defends like the dream realm against incursions
I have
from
the whole series, all
evil
7
nightmares.
issues.
Right. This character was eventually named in a different comic, I think in a Justice League comic. He was called Garrett Sanford. He was a UCLA scientist who found a way into dreams. And then he was replaced by a character called Hector Hall, who wore a very similar costume, who married Hippolyta Hall, who gave birth to a son called Daniel, who she carried in the dream dimension, who eventually became the replacement for Morpheus in Neil Gaiman's Sandman
Brian wants to do a
comic.
whole segment on Sandman. So
There's going to be
coming soon.
Coming soon, a whole video on Sandman. So that was my $5 find at
That's a great
Mike's
price for that.
Toy Chest. Yep.
That's first appearance of that Sandman also.
And Joe Simon, Jack Kirby
Joe
working
Simon,
together.
Jack Kirby, and
they
it's-
were also co-creators of Captain America.
So what happens is Jack Kirby has a fight at Marvel with Stan Lee, leaves Marvel, comes to DC, and they give him pretty much carte blanche to create whatever he wants to create.
So this
Sandman,
New
Demon,
Gods.
New Gods, Olmec. He creates some really great characters. Olmec appears
Some
in
great ideas.
Blue Beetle.
Oh, he's in the movie Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Wow.
A version of Olmec is in the movie.
That's cool.
It's one of the main villains, the whole concept of it. So if you didn't see Blue Beetle, go see
Cat
it.
Nandi.
No.
He creates that for DC as well.
Oh really? Yeah.
Cat Nandi comic, the boy,
Yeah.
the last
Commandy.
human. Commandy. I'm sorry,
Commandy,
not Cat Mandy.
which is
Commandy.
great, and that series runs the,
cool.
the longest.
That's a great title.
He also creates Darkseid.
Darkseid, one of the
'Cause
best
he-
villains in the DC universe.
The first thing Jack Kirby writes for is Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, he said we could do a whole video on this. He actually requested their worst selling title.
Yeah, which was
to
that.
see if he could turn it around.
And he did.
Yep.
There's some great issues to it, and then they give him everything else he can do. I also bought some comics.
Go ahead.
From the comic shop, even though I said I would never buy from a flea market, but
This was a store.
This was a store.
This was actual.
store.
If this was sitting in a strip mall somewhere,
Yeah.
you would not even know.
You wouldn't.
That it was a.
It was
a
very
film.
well done. So I bought Fantastic Four 139.
Yeah, still building that collection.
Yeah, you still think I'm going to finish it?
I do.
Fantastic Four 144.
And these are good prices for
Yeah.
old Fantastic
$5.
Fours. $5 for an old
and in good
Fantastic Four.
condition. And then I bought stuff from the Dollar Bin because I love the Dollar Bin. Thriller #1. Have no idea what it's about. I'm hoping it's about Michael Jackson.
I doubt it.
I don't think it is. Atari Force. #1.
Love that
Dollar
this
Bin.
exists. I love that it
At
exists.
the height of home video game popularity, Atari Force.
This is one for all you Ready Player One fans
There you
out
go.
there.
Really have no idea what it's about.
It looks fantastic. though.
And it's a George Lopez cover. No, George. I don't know. Oh, Garcia Lopez.
Yeah.
I love one of my favorite.
and,
Garcia.
and it's written by Jerry Conway.
Jose Garcia Lopez. Yeah.
That's great. Jerry Conway wrote
Jose
King of
Luis
Dracula
Castillo.
for a while.
Yeah, it's two great writer artists. Shogun Warriors 8. Since we did the episode on it, I
still should have bought one of those in
collecting it. What can you tell me about this cover, Brian? What have you learned from me over the last couple of...
Oh, it's a Whitman variant.
It's a Whitman variant. Thus, the diamond and the crossed out
Whitman variant.
is a Whitman variant from the dollar bin.
Nice.
Miss Marvel number 4.
Cool.
I've passed on this a couple times because it was expensive. I've seen this book for like $15. This was in the dollar bin, so I would have bought more.
This is
great price for a dollar bin.
Absolutely, and it's in decent condition.
Not great condition, it's in decent condition.
Not great, but good.
And then I bought a bunch of Power Packs. Another series I'm trying to finish. 6, 25, 26, crossover with Cloak and Dagger. Another series I'm trying to beat. 28, crossover with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. And 29, crossover with Spider-Man and the Hobgoblin.
Nice. I just noticed that this Ms. Marvel you got is written by Chris Claremont.
I think he wrote most of the series.
That's great.
So, very successful stop at a flea market.
I feel like I did well.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You could have done better. Labyrinth game. New Egypt. If you're in the New Jersey area on a Wednesday or a Saturday, check it out. We will be doing more videos like this from flea markets. If you would like to support us, we have recently started a Patreon page. Just go over to Patreon, look for Collector's Confessions, and you can be a contributor. We offer some exclusive content.
Yep. It's patreon.com/Collector's Confessions.
There you go. I knew it. I didn't know it.
Yep.
We're going to give you special Patreon-only videos, a look at uncut videos. We may be bringing a podcast back. That's how we got this started.
A monthly podcast.
Podcast. So check it out. Go over to Patreon. Check us out. If you would like to help us out a little bit more, go ahead. We appreciate you guys watching our videos. Thank you for subscribing. Hit like. Hit the bell so you get notifications on when we have new videos. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
You're going to do a voice. See you next time.